Chapter 4. At a little after 6, Boo reverses her Frogeye sprite from the cottage garage. Aurelia jumps in the passenger seat and yells to Missy's long-term live-in boyfriend, "We're off to beach yoga. See you later." Agrin Cox is a night owl, so his rocking up at this hour is disconcerting. Luckily, the Frogeye is a 2-seater. Accelerating away, Boo gives him her cheery wave, and as they join the highway, she says, "Maybe our chummy outings are causing jealousy." Nah, this is the crack of dawn for Agrin. He wants to show commitment to a fitness routine, especially if hot girls are there. Aurelia laughs at the told-you-so expression on Boo's face. Besides, a teen and her nanny doing stuff together isn't that unusual with the kids I know. Aurelia catches Boo's eye in the side view mirror. Feeling vulnerable, she diverts this scrutiny with a statement. "When Missy employed you, I understand part of your brief was to raise me with French manners and to speak French with me as I learnt to talk." "Correct. But I'm uncertain why Missy was keen on your indoctrination with French culture." "Teaching me Arabic script might have been a valuable tick on my CV too. I can also imitate Missy's British accent, but all this makes me feel an outsider at college." Aurelia keeps her face to the passing landscape. "I'm okay with being a loner." "Uh-huh." Boo takes a beat before adding, "I think it's more to do with being a stunner like your movie queen grandma." Aurelia snorts with derision. "I don't believe Agrin's story about Lynn Marlowe being my grandmother." Boo persists. "He might be right. I lay money you'll find it's only the brash dickheads who will ask you out. The nice lads will hold back, a bit intimidated by your self-possession. That's what it is. Your shyness will be interpreted as being aloof and self-sufficient." "I know," whines Aurelia. "I've just got to be open with a friendly smile." Arriving at the coast, Boo locks the car, and as they amble towards the beach, she announces, "Any trace on our phones will show them as stationary in the Frogeye, a viable reason if we're doing yoga here." "Your worries about Missy listening in on us are inconsistent," snaps Aurelia, and halts, so Boo has to turn to look back at her. "Has it occurred to you that Missy is fully aware of my doubts about her and doesn't give a shit? Because, after all, what could we do about it?" Boo nods. "You are quite right, of course." "What do you think has happened to my real mother?" Boo shrugs. "Initially, her fate must have been difficult." "In what way?" Boo wrings her hands. "I hope you're ready to hear this." "What?" shouts Aurelia, becoming angry. "I have reason to believe your mother is a displaced person living in exile. One must assume she was deprived of her identity and all points of reference to people she knew. I imagine she would most probably be annoyed if she found out you were not called by the name on your birth certificate." Aurelia was Agrin's idea. "What name?" asks Aurelia quietly. "Day's-eye is on the certificate." Boo looks a little sick at being caught out and on the spot. "Kinda prescient and optimistic, pushing up daisies, a rebirth with your petals shutting up for the night, the eye of the day watching everything under the sun." Bewildered, Aurelia mutters, I know my Italian name is the feminine version of Aurelio, the golden one. I hadn't heard of Day's Eye. I should call you Day's Eye in private, so you can get used to it for your real parents. Aurelia is non-committal, and then she says, Agrin's great, so generous and kind to me. He's been around forever. At this, Boo recovers her confidence. Listen up. Since your nighttime plunge in the pool, there's a need to fast track my giving you the keys to the rabbit hole. The more time out we take for our little catch-up chats, the sooner I could get rumbled. Are you acting alone? Asks Aurelia. Boo is surprised by her perception or intuition. To be honest, Aurelia, no. I have a team working with me. Well, your team won't be too impressed about your mint barley water loosening out our tongues at the cottage. Boo flushes. Frustration got to me. I'm advising you to watch yourself around Agrin. Why? Boo does her side to side, string puppet's head wobble. You could describe the duality of Missy Mitzi and your real mother as an anomaly. But a similar situation exists with Agrin. Boo holds up her hand and looks away. More on that when I get to it. Aurelia glares. Have you any idea how Missy got Agrin to fund her passion project? The person you know as Agrin is not rich. He's a frontman for Missy's operations here. In effect, he works for her. Aurelia's mouth forms a stubborn line, so Boo tries another tack. I might compare your relationship with Agrin and that between Thomas Seymour and his stepdaughter, Princess Elizabeth. Boo grimaces. In 1547, Seymour was 39 and Elizabeth was 14. The tickling and getting into bed with Elizabeth to slap her bottom was grooming, pleasant, confusing, and highly inappropriate. Aurelia's face darkens. I'm advising you to drop that line. You're being a prude. Seymour literally lost his head while Elizabeth endured rumours she was pregnant. All right. So how has Missy got such a weird hold over Agrin? First piece of deadly information. Boo glances around. Let's sit near the surf. A few moments later, Boo addresses the foam and Aurelia has to concentrate to hear above the crash of the rollers. Missy's scientific project needs vast investment. Obviously. Missy has made it her business to learn techniques used in covert operations. The tradecraft method to assess her target for sponsorship would be MICE, an acronym for what would engage the target's collaboration with her scheme. Would it be money, ideology, coercion, or ego? Missy knows how to set a honey trap. Chatting after sex, Agrin revealed a particular interest in an actress presumed murdered some 60 years ago by a drug overdose. I've heard all this before. I'm supposed to resemble an actress called Lynn Marlowe as I grow older. It's all absolute bullshit. I'm not blonde, my bum's too big, and besides, I've Googled Lynn Marlowe and no such movie star exists. I'm surprised you haven't worked out who she is from Agrin's accredited memorabilia. There's an actress identical to Lynn Marlowe, another anomaly, a doppelganger. Aurelia snorts in disbelief. Heads up here. Just imagine the sense of betrayal in Missy and the shift in emotional dynamics between the three of you. should Agrin make a pass at you. Aurelia scowls. I can't imagine him doing that. Anyhow, Agrin's way too old. Boo is unmoved. Aurelia looks away and after a moment mumbles, he just likes playing around. Boo raises one eyebrow. If you wish to find your real mother, you must avoid trouble from Agrin. Where do we begin the search? You being up to speed on Missy's backstory would be a start. I'm confident you can keep your own counsel. It's an instinctual trait you've had since you were little. One important thing, be discreet if you must use intrusive surveillance to find stuff out. Aurelia places a hand over her mouth, wanting a second to assimilate the bombshell of being found out. Thanks for listening. If you wish to tune in for Chapter 5, please subscribe and hit the notifications bell. If you would like to read my story, Whisper Copy Earth as a whole, then there is a link to Amazon Kindle below. So until next time, bye for now.